Imagine you and your team are in a room with 90 people and are demonstrating the work that you did in the last month. People are quietly listening. There are no questions asked. And once you complete it, the people leave the room. There is zero engagement in the room. And you have no idea whether your work or your demonstration was of any value. How would you feel? Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to dive deep into one of the most pivotal events in Scrum, the sprint review, how you can facilitate it, and what most people get wrong. Stay until the end of the video so I can share some of these common misconceptions of a sprint review. Hi, my name is Anil Jaising. I'm a certified Scrum trainer with Scrum Alliance, Chief Product Manager for Concepts and Beyond, and an adjunct faculty with NYU's graduate program of project management. I'm on a mission to help leaders, teams, and organizations drive product innovation and build profitable businesses. Subscribe to my channel for stories of innovation fueled by product management, business agility, and DevOps. Now let's get real for a moment. Why should you even care about a sprint review? I'll tell you why. Scrum is all about delivering value in small cycles of a month or less. Well, how do you really know if you're delivering value every sprint? The sprint review is your opportunity at the end of every sprint, so you never want to miss it. It's where your team, your product owner, and most importantly, your stakeholders come together to align, calibrate, and assess where your product is headed. Without it, you're just shooting arrows in the dark, hoping that something you put out there your customers really like. In my experience, the sprint review is where many teams fail. Some treat it as a monologue, a dreary list of what's been done. Others may use it as a way to do sprint demo, missing completely out on the rich dialogue and feedback that could steer the product towards uncharted success. And let's not forget the all too common oversight of not inviting the right people. It's like throwing a party and forgetting to invite the guest of honor. So who would you invite to this event? Your entire Scrum team, including the product owner, should be there, not just as attendees, but as active participants. Your stakeholders, your customer champions provide invaluable feedback that could pivot your product's direction towards true value. Stakeholders might include users, subject matter experts, technology architects, and designers that are not part of your Scrum team. And these people are interested in the success of your product. But how do you ensure that this is not another boring meeting? The answer lies in a well-crafted agenda that is time-boxed. Assume a sprint duration is a month. According to the Scrum Guide, the sprint review is up to 4 hours for a 1-month sprint. Not that you have to spend all the 4 hours. That's a upper limit. Now go through the actual agenda and who should be the active participants for each of the topics of the agenda. First up, the stage is set by the product owner, who spends the initial 15 minutes sharing the sprint storyline, what goals were aimed for, and what was planned and what was achieved. This portion is focused on the progress made by the Scrum team during the sprint. Participants here primarily are the product owner and the stakeholder, setting the stage for a transparent and focused start. Transitioning from reflection to insight, we move to the developer's time to shine. Over the next hour or so, the developers walk through the sprint's journey, the triumphs, the obstacles, and the solutions. This segment is more than just a demonstration of the product. It's a narrative woven with challenges and victories. Here, developers stand in the limelight with stakeholders engaged, turning the session into a dynamic dialogue of progress, process, and stakeholder feedback. Any problems that the developers faced in building the product are also shared with the stakeholders. As we pivot from the past to the future, the next 15 minutes are owned by the product owner. Once again, now they outline the state of the product backlog and the upcoming sprints. It's a peek into the crystal ball with stakeholders engaged, marking a transition from reflection to foresight. A sprint review is nothing without collaboration. So after the next 45 minutes, it becomes a melting pot of ideas. The entire Scrum team, the stakeholders, converge to brainstorm the plan ahead. This isn't idle chit-chat. It's a strategic planning, shaping the upcoming sprints with shared understanding and commitment. Finally, we wrap up with a 30-minute open floor, a time for stakeholders and the Scrum team to reflect on the market changes, reassess priorities, and realign the product's trajectory with what's happening in the real world. It's a closing chapter that ensures everyone leaves aligned and ready for the next sprint. So there you have it, a sprint review that's not just a meeting but a milestone. Each segment, participant, and minute is a crucial thread in the fabric of your product story. When I'm teaching, my students frequently ask these questions, which I believe are common misconceptions. 1. Do the stakeholders need to attend? Isn't the product owner enough? It turns out that the product owner is part of the Scrum team. They should be collaborating with the developers at every step in the sprint so that they are already very familiar with what has been delivered. The sprint review is an event where stakeholders get transparency into the progress of the team. This is an opportunity for the developers and the stakeholders to meet and converse with each other and learn from each other. This is the first time they actually see what has been worked on and delivered and help steer the deliverable in the right direction in the sprint. They also share with everyone what the customer is looking for and where the market is headed. They also should potentially share the budget. Our second misconception: do we have to show something every sprint review? What if this is something that the team has worked on in the background and cannot be shown? The answer to that question is yes, you should demonstrate what was delivered. The reason for the back-end work might be due to a change in how the product performs or optimizing something that was working and now works better. Well, if that's the case, you should describe the improvement and the outcome and demonstrate the product to show that outcome. Perhaps it can handle more users. Although the stakeholders might not be able to see visible differences, your explanation of the improvement along with the demonstration will make it real for the stakeholders. And once they see something real, trust me, they will offer feedback. So what's the next step? In the description below, I've shared a link to a completed sprint review agenda that you can use and modify to suit your team and your organization. Hit the like button so that the video spreads the agile spirit. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the product management universe. Dive into your next sprint review with courage, curiosity, and an open heart. Remember, in the realm of Scrum, every end is just the beginning of another thrilling journey.